Welcome back to another episode of Diaries of a Working Couple. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Chris.
And that was the most chaotic attempt to start this.
It was fine.
It was a good time.
It was fine. It worked.
We got there.
We got there.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
Did you know that some people taste blood when they're running, but they're not actually bleeding?
I feel like I've had that before.
You know what happens when that happens?
No.
That's your body's way of saying, bruh, take it easy.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of times. So,
Does that mean I'm going to, go into cardiac arrest soon? Because
no.
half the time it feels like my chest is going to blow out in the middle of a
But
run.
essentially what it is, it's your... So, your heart is pumping really, really hard because of whatever cardiac or cardio you're doing. And when your blood gets circulated through your lungs to get oxygenated, some of the blood cells leak out into the little air sacs, essentially, at the base of all of your brachial things.
Very medical.
That's
Very
me.
medical.
How did you know?
Yeah, you're a doctor? Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Not a medical doctor, though.
I just play one on TV. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not really a pharmacist. I just stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Have you watched all of House?
Yes, I have.
Oh, man. I want to do that.
But no, so
That's so random.
the blood cells leak into essentially the phlegm, the fluid buildup, which is also why we get super coffee and saliva-y when we run, if we're pushing ourselves too far or too hard. And so when you exhale, that's the blood cells get transported up into your mouth, which is where you taste the blood, but you're not actually bleeding.
Interesting. I've definitely had that before. Probably any type of run.
I have it regularly, which apparently not a lot of people do. It's not something that, people who are in shape deal with.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm very out of shape.
No way, me too.
Yeah, but we're going to change that.
We're getting there.
We're going to change that. We'll get into what we're planning on doing in the new year.
Yeah.
But until then, Jamie?
Chris? No, we were figuring we were talking about a year, go through our year, in review, because we started this podcast in July, I think, was when our first episode dropped.
I don't know. We're at episode 26.
So it would make sense, about half the year. That's July.
Yeah.
But it's nice to think back and look at.
Let's think about the memories. What did we do over 2022? I know I graduated.
You did graduate.
I have a master's in computer science now.
We attended multiple weddings.
Do we have a count? I see you're counting on your fingers, so I'll let you figure that out.
Do you want me to name them off?
You don't have to. Just what's the total count, though?
I feel like I'm missing a couple.
A couple?
We have to. Because
is this what you say when you're working and you're counting pills? 1, 2, 3.
No, because they're right in front of me.
Maybe I just missed a few.
No, because see, they're right in front of me. But I know we have your cousins.
What do we pay you here for? Precision.
You don't pay me shit for this. This is all out of the goodness of my heart and whatever community service hours you sign off on. 1, 2. No, I definitely have to be missing some because I only have 5.
Anyway.
We have to be missing
ton
some.
of weddings. We went to plenty of weddings. The last wedding we went to, Jamie insisted that I would wear a black suit because for every single other wedding that we went to, I wore a navy suit, which is really the only suit I have that fits me. And what was the famous quote from that last wedding that we went to? My pants are not buckled.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I was wearing a black dress and I thought it would look very nice for him, like, you know, in our pictures and everything, for him to be wearing a black suit instead of a navy blue suit, because the navy blue and black would not have looked good in pictures. And so I thought it would have been nice. I would have settled for gray even, just not navy blue.
Well, I wore a black suit that I probably wore to prom. That's how old it is. Definitely did not fit right. The jacket looked okay. The pants, they don't buckle anymore because I put on a few pounds since my high school days.
So it's not that they don't buckle.
They do buckle.
They're just tight.
But they do buckle, and they're pretty uncomfortable when they're buckled. So I went the unbuckled route.
Yes.
And it worked out. Nobody found out except for the people that I mentioned it to.
I do want to clarify that his pants had like a button in addition to a buckle. So it's not like they were 100% undone.
They were 100% unbuckled. The zipper was up.
It was buttoned, but not buckled.
No. None of that was
Oh,
happening.
Jesus Christ.
But I just put, like, my belt covered that whole area of the pants, so you don't even know. You know, like, I just needed a hair more of slack.
Yeah, I thought the button without the buckle did it.
No, see, that's the problem.
See, you led me to believe.
I know, but it got a little too uncomfortable. I had to let that thing fly.
Oh my God.
So yes, that wedding I went buckleless on the pants, but then my belt went over it, so it was fine.
Okay, let's go through the year. January, anything exciting?
We had our birthdays.
We did. You remember what we did for our birthday?
No.
We just did movie night here.
Okay.
It was nothing spectacular.
Nothing exciting.
We ordered in. I think that's when we got Thai from the place down the street.
Okay. You have to understand that now I have a feeling that you're going to go through every month of the year.
I will.
I'm not going to remember anything.
That's okay. I might say something that might jog your memory.
Okay. Continue. So January, pretty big bust. Nothing happened.
It
really.
wasn't nothing. I mean,
We had a movie night.
we had a movie night. We did a lot of our date nights were like order in movie night. And it's nice because the way we have our family room set up, we get our little TV trays out, we have dinner, we do takeout. We have this big ass TV.
Okay. I don't want to get on this topic because I should have got the bigger one.
Anyway, we have this very large TV, and so we'll like watch a movie. And what I'll do is, if we know we're doing a movie night, I'll get popcorn and some like candy from the store that you would normally get at a movie theater. So we just sit there with our little doggo and watch a movie.
A little daba.
And it's like just a nice cozy like night at the movies. Only I don't have to change out of my PJs.
Yeah. So January is over.
February, I think we did the same thing for Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Only
Solid.
I think we may have done sushi instead of Thai.
Probably. That
Sushi's-
sounds about right.
Sushis are like go-to Valentine's.
And we like rotate through different, like we only have like 5 different types of food that we order out to.
Yeah,
It's
we're
Mexican,
pretty,
Thai, sushi,
we do
pizza or
pizzas.
cheesesteaks.
On occasion, we'll do gyros and Chinese.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
So the rotation is
it's
quite
very
small.
limited.
So
Although Ginny did tell me there's this new Indian place. I think she said it's
closer to work,
No, because Ginny lives over.
close to us.
She's closer to us than closer to work. I think she said it's on 309.
Okay.
I'll have to ask her again, but she said it was a new Indian place that she had tried, and she said it was very, very good.
Nice.
So we'll have to give that a shot.
For sure. Faux show.
I know it's not going to be the same as like going to Sonal's wedding, but
So is that the only February?
yeah, I don't think we did anything in February. We didn't have any weddings to go to.
Okay.
March, we had a wedding to go to. It was your cousin's wedding.
Indeed. Indeed.
Do you remember anything from that wedding? Anything exciting?
This is Shane's wedding?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I remember it? I didn't drink that much.
Well, I just didn't know if there
Oh.
was anything that like stood out in your mind from Shane's wedding.
Oh. Something that stands out in my mind about Shane's wedding was definitely when the maid of honor was doing her speech and my parents were making a huge deal about getting Momo and Pop-Up ready to leave.
That is not what came to my mind.
Like
but-
interrupting pretty much the whole speech situation.
Yeah, it was.
My parents don't know how to be discreet at all. And it was very, very distracting when trying to listen to somebody talk, about a speech that they've been preparing for this
Yeah.
occasion. What were you thinking? Because
Oh,
that's not a super positive.
I was
memory.
thinking the DoorDash in the middle of the ceremony.
That was so funny. That was so funny. In the middle of a wedding ceremony happening inside of a church, very quiet. The vows are going on and everything. You just hear a random DoorDash.
And it was great because so the wedding was in a church and like down this long parking lot. At the other end of the parking lot is wouldn't call it a rec center, but it
I
was
think
like
it was a rec center.
it was like where they had everything set up for the reception. They didn't have anything out like down near the church. It was all at the other side of the parking lot. And he drove right past the rec center, right into the church, walked into the church in the middle of everything, and was like, DoorDash. We're just like, read the room, bud. Read the room.
That was, though, he's trying to do his job, right? And if there's minimal instructions in the order, then, I don't know. But, yeah, the yelling in the middle of the ceremony was odd. But, that's a good memory. I forgot about that one.
That was the first time I was able to witness your dad in action at a wedding.
Oh, yeah. So my dad has a really bad habit of taking out his phone and taking pictures during a wedding. Even though most weddings that he goes to, there's an announcement before the ceremony stating that, there's professional photographers for a reason. Please do not take out your cell phones to take pictures and stuff like that. My dad does not buy the premium phones of today. He doesn't buy the Galaxy S20s.
He is a frugal man.
No, it's just, phones aren't that important to him.
He knows what's important and he has his priorities and
So he has, a $200 I don't even think it's a Galaxy, some type of Android.
some sort of Android. I don't think it's Galaxy either. Or it's like one that like SE or
It's just really funny because this is not a phone that takes spectacular pictures, which just makes it even funnier when you see him ripping this thing out, taking pictures at somebody's wedding.
yeah, they specifically for our wedding, they had all the groomsmen take their phones and wallets out of their pockets and put them in a basket so no one was like dealing with it, wasn't distracted by it while we were at the altar. And your dad literally was like, "Oh, does that mean me too?" And Jake was like, yes it does. And Jake took his phone and like put it in the basket.
We were talking about this I was talking about it to Mike
Yeah.
recently.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike said that he has a picture from his wedding when he got married to Brooke, of like, it was supposed to be like one of the shots of the wedding where, the crowd is on both sides of the aisle and it's a perfect shot right down the middle of the aisle at the couple standing at the end. And he said the photo that he got was exactly that, with the addition of my dad standing in the middle of the aisle taking a picture with his phone. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's okay. I love the man, but man, does it make me cringe sometimes at weddings. Especially, having a wedding. I never had a wedding up until our wedding, right? So, like, I didn't know.
Good answer.
I know, but I just didn't understand the importance of like getting pictures without people having their phones out and stuff like that. So now post wedding, it makes me cringe even harder when I see it.
Yeah, it was definitely something, but I was able to see it in action,
Yeah.
which was definitely interesting.
Classic.
So that was March. I don't think anything exciting happened in April. Maybe Easter. Nothing crazy though. Nothing that I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. May was our anniversary. Do you have anything to say about our anniversary?
You know what's so funny? So, one, don't be mad at me because when you said it was our anniversary, like I knew that, but I was like, did we actually do anything for our anniversary? Like I had to really think about it. But then it like just broke into my head like real quick. So yeah, we decided that we were gonna go spend a night in Philly, and we got a hotel room, and we wanted to go to one of our favorite Italian places, Dante and Luigi's, which is a restaurant that Jamie and I have shared. You know, I think it was our first dating anniversary there,
Yep.
along with some other, important dates in our relationship. So it's a special place to us. So we thought it would be fitting to have our first wedding anniversary there. And also, did you have your new job at this point? You did.
I did.
You did.
So
That was like one of the reasons why. Like I think that we both kind of wanted to get away for our anniversary.
That was the other thing that happened in May. Beginning of May, I switched jobs.
Yeah. So we didn't plan anything for our anniversary because we knew that Jamie was looking for another job, and we didn't know how our vacation would fall out if you got a new job or, whatever happened. We didn't know. The future was uncertain for your career. So we just we waited, and then once you got your job, we were like, okay, you don't have much vacation. Let's keep it local. Boy, was that an experience. So first thing, I think we needed money at Wawa. We needed something at Wawa. And I don't remember.
We did. We needed cash at Wawa because at Dante and Luigi's, they give you like a 10% discount if you pay cash versus with a card.
Yeah. I guess that's why we did it. Like, I'm like...
You never have cash, and I think that's why we did it.
I know, but like, I'm the one who like, I would just be like, oh, well. Like, I'm surprised.
Did you also need gas?
I don't know. I'm just a little surprised at myself that I was like willing to go out of my way to save the 10%. Anyway, that just doesn't seem like something I would do. But besides the point, we went to Wawa and we timed it so that we could go to Wawa and then drive straight to the train station to catch a train down to Philly. It was raining a little bit. Some drivers are a little more cautious in the rain. So we got our money from Wawa, and then we started driving to the train station, and we were just in standstill traffic, which the train station and Wawa are only, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes away, and it hit like 15 minutes, and we didn't even get past our house again to go to the train station. So we had to make a call. We're like, all right, screw it. We're going to miss our train. We'll take the next one, which comes in an hour. So we just drove home from there. Then
I think I was like working on my hair or my makeup.
Yeah,
or
Jamie was
something.
getting ready because now she has less time in the city to get ready to go out to dinner. So she was trying to do some of the work beforehand. And we were running late again because she always runs late anytime we go out. So then we like rushed to the train station. And I think we made it fine, though.
We made it fine. We didn't have any issue. We were
But
standing
it was
there
just
waiting.
worrisome. Yeah, it was worrisome getting there because it was late. The train was late.
Sure.
But we didn't know. We like rushed to get there and we thought we were going to miss it.
Yeah, because I was trying to run in the rain with everything and the umbrella.
Yeah, and then we ended up getting there with plenty of time because the train was late because it's raining. So That was okay until we got to Philly. But like we had so like also we had to make reservations for dinner. So we that was like our hard time limit. Like we need to get to the city.
We need to get to the restaurant at this time.
Yeah,
So
like
it was like working backwards from there.
yeah. So we made it to the city with, you know, a decent amount of time left before our dinner reservation. We get into our hotel and it's like there's 3 weddings in town. I mean, there were so many people in the lobby trying to check in that we were just a little overwhelmed. It was pretty wild.
There was an excessive line of people trying to check in at the same time. It was insane.
Yeah, so that was a whole ordeal, and like all it was doing, like it wasn't a big deal, but it was wasting our time that we like kind of planned out for you to get ready and stuff like that so that we could hit this dinner reservation. So we finally get checked into our hotel. We go up to the hotel room. You're getting ready and you're doing some makeup and stuff in the bathroom or whatever. And then I told you, I was like, hey, I need to use the bathroom. So you stepped out of the bathroom. I went into the bathroom, closed the door. Used the bathroom.
No, hold on. We need to rewind because you distinctly made a comment like, oh my gosh, it's so weird that there's no lock on this door. It was a barn door style door that just slides closed. And you're like, that's so weird. Like, don't walk in on me. And I was like, haha, very funny. Like, I'm still trying to finish up my makeup out in the regular room.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, which, like, you know, it's very weird, but, like, I still feel the need anytime I go into a bathroom, even if it's in our own house and we're 2 of the only people here, I still lock the door. I don't know.
I mean, you did
Maybe
the
I
same.
should see a therapist.
You did the same thing on the cruise. It's like we're on this in this itty bitty tiny cabin with one bathroom. There's literally like it's no space at all, and you still go in and you lock it. And I was like, "Hey, it's just me here. It's okay."
Maybe I feel vulnerable when I'm on the can.
I mean, it would make sense.
I don't know.
Anyway,
But yeah, so like I guess anytime I go into a bathroom, I go to lock the door. And this was like like Jamie said, a barn style door, so it just slides over the hole where the door should be. But yeah, I made a comment specifically saying like, "Oh, this is weird. There's no lock on it." So I close the door. I'm using the bathroom, and then I go wash my hands, and then I go to leave the bathroom, and I'm like, "All right, Jamie, like super funny. You know, you're holding the door shut." And I don't think you were even close to the door, so you didn't even know what I was saying.
I was
and,
literally across the room.
Yeah, and I was like, stop holding the door. I'm trying to get out. And yeah, it turns out that our bathroom door jammed closed.
Yeah, Chris somehow jammed it. And we had to try and call front desk.
Well, that's the thing, though. We actually tried to open it. Like, both me and you were pulling on both sides.
Oh, we thought we were going to
to
break the handle off.
I thought we were going to break the door because it was such a struggle, and this door was not budging at all.
Mm-mm.
And
we both put our, like, weight behind it and everything. I don't know, like, it was not budging.
Yeah, so then I was like, all right, I got to call the front desk and get them to have somebody come up here quickly because we're going to run late for our dinner reservation. I called them, or you called them.
I tried to call with the in-room phone, and I kept getting like a busy signal or like there was no dial tone. The phone was just straight up not working.
So then I went on the app that I had for the hotel, and and there's an option to message the front desk, and I was just like, I need help ASAP. I'm locked in my bathroom and I can't get out. And then I didn't hear any response. So then I called the front desk as if I was just like a new customer on my phone, and I got somebody at the front desk, and I was just like, hey, I need help. I'm in this room and my door is jammed and I can't get out of the bathroom. I sent you a message. And she's like, oh, haha, yeah, I saw that message or whatever. And I was like, well, why didn't you fucking reply to it?
Like, why didn't you send someone?
Yeah, I was like so stressed out. I'm like, what? Yeah, get somebody up here. So finally, this maintenance guy shows up, and I felt like the biggest idiot. And not, it wasn't even like something that was easy to explain, but he just walked in and he just tapped the door pretty much and it opened.
It was like just a little shove, and I think it must have been so where the barn door slides on the track, there was almost like a pinch clip, kind of like what you would use to like lock your Christmas lights on top of your gutter, or like it just like pinches it closed. So it'll hold it closed, but then it's not like locked forever and you can pull it open. Well, I'm guessing that Chris and I were just using the wrong angle or whatever when we were pulling on it.
I don't know, but this guy came in and just like tapped it with one hand and it slid right open. And then I was like, hold on a second. I'm going to close this again because I think we loosened it up or something. Like, I don't know what's going on. And we used the door the rest of the night, I feel like, and it didn't give us any issues. But anyway, like he was, and then like this guy just had the look on his face, like seriously, you guys made me come all the way up here just to tap your door. And
Oh,
open
he
it for
probably
you.
thought we were like drunk or high or something.
Yeah, he probably had some choice thoughts for us. So, you would think, all right, enough crap has gone wrong, right? What else could go wrong? Well, let me tell you.
You never ask the universe that because it will give you an answer.
Yeah. So I finally get out of the bathroom. You're done all your makeup stuff. We're like, let's grab an Uber and get over to the restaurant. So I call an Uber. He's only 2 minutes away. That's amazing. We go downstairs and it says your driver is approaching. So I'm looking at my phone and I see the car and it's like one street away and it's just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And then I messaged the guy, like, are you coming to pick us up? No answer. We waited there for probably 15 minutes, and we were like 5 minutes away from our reservation time. And we were probably 10 minutes away from the restaurant. So ended up saying, screw it. We canceled that ride, grabbed the new Uber, and that guy showed up. What a G.
And we made it.
We made it to the restaurant, and we had a great dinner.
So good.
And a good Uber back and everything. And then everything else that night just
It was so
worked out.
Well, it was funny because even on the Uber back, we're like, we should go out and grab a drink later and this, that, and the other. So we're like, okay, like, let's go back. We'll change. Maybe we'll grab some wine and then we'll go out. We never went out. We literally went back and took a nap. And then we woke up at like 11:30 that night. We're like, okay. We watched YouTube on the TV.
Yeah. But yeah, everything worked out, and that was our anniversary.
It was a good time.
Yeah, I'm wondering how we're going to top it this year.
Ooh, we do have to figure that out. If we want to do anything.
We will. We
gonna have
did
to
plan a few vacations this year already.
We have planned a few vacations, but we definitely should look, especially being January, we should probably look into doing anything for our anniversary sooner rather than later.
Okay, which falls on me, I think, right?
Well, we need to figure out what we want to do, if anything, first. I can plan stuff, but
Yeah.
I do need your input.
Anyway.
Being as you will be 50% of the attendance at said event.
So, anything else?
I don't think
This
so.
month? Probably not.
Not in May.
Okay, next.
June. Nothing exciting that I can think of. Did you do anything exciting in June?
Probably not.
That's a
I'm just
lie.
gonna make weird noises into the mic until Jamie starts talking again.
June was Sarah and Sean's wedding.
Okay. Like, I remember going to these things, but I just don't remember the dates. So
June was Sarah and Sean's wedding. I think it was like June 18th. I believe it was June 18th. Watch, I'm going to see them. We're going to see them tomorrow. And they're going to be like, no, it was July. I think it was June 18th.
it's okay. It's close enough, right? Like, we know it's in that range.
Yeah, so either June or July, Sarah and Sean got married, which was a lot of fun. They had their ceremony at the church, and then their reception was in their backyard. It was really cute. It was a lot of fun. I was really glad that the weather held off because it was kind of overcast. and a little chilly.
Yeah, so that was interesting. That was the first time Jamie was reunited with some of her old friend group that she hasn't seen in a long time.
Yeah, some of the people I used to hang out with in college, a lot of them were there, and I don't talk to a majority of them anymore. And it was very interesting because they would not voluntarily talk to me unless I went over and said something. And I did. I went over and I said hi. And I was like, because the one girl had gotten engaged since I'd seen her last. And I said, hey, congrats on that. Like, the other girl, they had moved into a new apartment. So I was asking her how that was going. Like, I was, like, trying to be friendly with them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was what it was. But
yeah,
sometimes you just gotta be civil. So it wasn't my day. It was Sarah's day.
For sure.
You do what you gotta do to make your friend's day happen.
All right, what's next on the year in review?
July we started our podcast.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
We started our podcast, and I think one of the first episodes dropped while we were on vacation.
Yeah, possibly.
That's where we started playing Secret Hitler.
Man, that's a good one.
We learned how to play Exploding Kittens.
Yeah. I've been feeling the games a lot more.
We battled for the Golden Yukon, which I still have to make a trophy for. Do you even remember what that is?
No.
Remember when we had the ladder ball tournament?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what it was, the water ice truck that would always come around, or like the golf cart.
Yeah.
You thought the sign said baked potatoes instead of fresh baked pretzels?
Which, like, honestly, I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm saying that if there was a cart that was driving around on the beach that was selling fresh baked potatoes,
it would be hard not to go get one purely out of curiosity.
No, I could see a baked potato being a great beach snack.
I feel like it'd be too hot.
Like on a nice, like, overcast day, or like, you know how it's like, you know, like a little bit of a rainy day on the beach.
Yeah, but like
just a baked potato, a loaded baked potato.
But that's the thing. How do you are you going to eat it with your hands? I feel like having
You just hold the potato in your hand.
Yeah, but I feel like having plastic knife and fork.
You don't know. Knife? Wait, you got the loaded baked potato in your hand, right? They slice it down the middle. They put all the goodness in there. And then you're just sitting there with a fork, just eating it out of the skin, you know?
Okay.
We'll
work on
you know
that.
what? I'm an entrepreneur.
You are.
And I'm going to say, I'm going to say right here, right now. Okay?
TM.
Loaded baked potatoes on the beach. It's going to be the new business. New business of the year. You know, all these podcasts are spreading around bullshit, you know, types of advice about financial crap and everything. Start a beach cart.
Specifically for potatoes.
Baked potatoes and loaded baked potatoes. You give them the option. But if you don't get it loaded, then they need like butter or something. But
listen, if you are really into potatoes and you just want a plain old potato that you can just bite into like a freaking apple, I'm sure that will also be offered.
Okay. Don't crap on my idea.
No, I'm not crapping. I'm just saying there are some people
You're supposed to support me. Hold me up.
I am supporting you. I'm just saying that some people don't like the loaded part of a loaded baked potato. Some people just want a potato. Yeah. You said it's got to have butter or something, and I want our listeners to know that if you don't want anything on your potato and you just want a plain old potato, that's okay.
Maybe this is what's going to blow up the pod. You know, they're going to be there's going to be people coming back to this. Like, there's evidence that this very successful entrepreneur came up with the idea of selling baked potatoes on the beach, and it's documented via a podcast.
TM.
Yes. For sure. What would you call it if you had to name that business?
Beach potatoes. I don't know.
I thought you could come up with something clever on the
You
spot.
put me on the spot. I don't know.
I know.
Sun's out, Spud's out.
Better.
I'm getting there, okay?
Better. I'm trying to think, like, you know, potatoes have skin. Can you use, like, I don't know.
We'll work on it. We'll shop it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I still like
Tanned
sun's out.
potatoes.
Nah.
No.
No. If you're gonna play off
Cream and
something
potato.
No. No.
Yes. Yes.
No. No, if you want to do something about the potato skins, you have to use skins in the name. So you can't say tanned potatoes. That's weird.
Okay. Well, we'll move on, but just letting everybody know that this idea was originally thought of here on the podcast, well, on the beach, but, you know, I was the creator. Baked potatoes on the beach. It's going to be the new trend.
I'm telling you, this year for vacation, I will make sure we have potatoes so I can take baked potatoes down to the beach one day.
We should, because I think it's going to be great.
I think it'll be very interesting.
I think it's going to be awesome.
I'm very excited for this. And we'll
Just
have all the fixins.
A nice baked potato. I don't even need the loaded part. Like,
Oh, no. No. We have a cooler down there. We will take the fixins.
okay. Just saying, you know,
As am I.
Okay. How did we get on this topic?
July. The Golden Yukon.
Oh, yeah. So,
For
yeah,
the-
we did our beach vacation, you know, in general.
Yeah. That was fun. It'll be interesting this year.
But like I was saying before, I'm getting into the games these days.
You
we play
are.
a lot of games now.
That's
With-
because we have friends who like to do game night, and I kind of, like, swindled you into it.
Yeah, but also like Supreme Arena and stuff play games too.
Yes, and I still feel like we had to swindle you into it.
It's okay.
Like the first night when it was you, me, and Supriya playing Ticket to Ride, I felt like we had to do a little bit of convincing to get you to
Yeah.
play.
I'm in now. I'm in.
You are. I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Okay. What are we on now? August?
Was it August or September that I had the bachelorette party? I think August was the shower for Karen, and September was the bachelorette.
Okay. So nothing important for me.
Oh, I don't know what
I
you
don't
do
know.
on those
I was
times.
gonna say I don't know what I've been doing.
No, I was gonna say we didn't do anything that I can think of.
Yeah. Okay. September.
September, I think that was the bachelorette.
Okay.
That was in Philly.
Well, we already talked about that on the
We
old
did.
podcast. If you need to go back and listen to that, feel free.
You should, just to listen to.
It was
us talk
probably on one of the
more.
wedding podcasts, like talking about planning our wedding,
Yeah,
because that was like around.
that
the
was around
time.
then. Yeah, and then October we had 2 weddings. October we had McNashley's up in Pittsburgh, which was a lot of fun. I got to see my grandparents up there, which was good. We hadn't seen. Oh, we had Sam and Chuck over. I think that was August.
It was, yeah.
I was gonna say that was August. That was a lot of fun. They stayed with us for a little bit for Sam's stepmom's birthday, someone's birthday.
Yeah. And that's when we saw that the TV was advertising One Wheels to me in the. What were they doing? What kind of messaging?
It was like subliminal messaging.
Subliminal messaging. Pretty wild. So we're watching a Pittsburgh college football game, and there was a ton of One Wheel commercials to begin with. I asked Chuck, because Chuck watches Pitt games all the time. He either goes to them or he watches them. He said that he never sees One Wheel ads when he watches the game.
No,
So-
were you watching online or was it televised?
It was televised.
Okay.
So I feel like I was being targeted with these ads. And then it cut to one of these commercials, a non-One Wheel commercial. And then after the commercial was over, I just saw a blip of One Wheel and it went back to like the game. And I was like flipping out. I was like, "Did you see that?" And like everybody was like, "No." And we rewinded it and found the exact frame where for one frame, it popped up a One Wheel ad.
I wonder if that was like it was gonna play next, but then the game was back on. Do you remember a couple?
But it's not, because that's not the first frame of the ad.
Do you remember of that specific ad? That doesn't mean there's not another ad.
I've seen them all now. I've seen them all. You don't want to know what I've seen.
You're right. I probably don't. Do you remember a couple of years ago during the Super Bowl, a bunch of like Reddit users all pitched in and bought 1 second of airtime, and it was like it just showed up out of nowhere, and I saw it and I was like, I want to rewind and read what it said because it was like so quick, and it was one of those like, if you rewound and watch this, like this is what we did, and like isn't this crazy, and like it was very very interesting. I don't remember why they even did it.
Think of how many people just ignored that 1 second blip.
Yeah, but think of how many people were like, wait, what is that? And then rewound it.
I would say that it's probably less than 10% of the people did that.
But when you're watching a massive sporting event, less than 10% is still a big chunk.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Anyway.
We deal with issues at work when we get a report over 0.5%. It's like a big deal to us because that affects so many people.
That's such a large population.
Yeah, it's
because
crazy.
If you look at who you know what I mean? It makes sense if you're looking at like.
You have to think, even though it's a small percentage of the users or people watching or whatever, it can still be a very large number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's 0.5% of 200.
Yeah. See, this is life tips for everyone.
Life tips.
Yeah.
Look at the bigger picture.
Sometimes statistics are misleading, and
statistics are always a pain, though.
You should look into them.
Always a pain.
Okay, what are we on now? October?
Yes, we had McNashley's wedding.
Okay.
And then we had Karen and Christian's wedding. And then... Oh, and then there was Halloween, which is fun. I enjoyed Halloween. Mostly
You were working on Halloween.
Yeah, but I got to go to work in a unicorn onesie.
Yeah.
Like, I can't complain. I don't get to go to work in pajamas, okay?
Yeah, for Halloween at the house.
It rained.
It rained, so we set up in the garage and let all the kids walk up to the garage. And it was me and my parents and Barry and Sydney. And we got pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Juno.
Yeah.
And we had
Susie
Lava
Q.
and Susie. So we had a whole bundle of people and doggos. And yeah. Lava did not wear her costume.
She did not. I got her a unicorn onesie, and Chris did not see it, and so he did not put it on her. But that's okay.
Okay, what about December? I have one thing for December.
Are we just skipping over November?
Did we not cover November already?
Babe, when is Halloween?
Okay, yeah. What happened in November?
Well, we had Thanksgiving down in my parents' new kitchen.
We did do that. And there was probably another 45-minute conversation about how tables should be oriented.
Oh my gosh!
This is.
I love it. I know it's absolutely asinine, but I love it. Because all of our arguments and all of our like mocking and everything, it brings joy to my heart.
I've never seen people focus so much time and energy towards a conversation of figuring out something as little as how a table is going to be oriented the best way possible for a dinner. But like, this isn't the first time this has happened.
Oh no!
Because I remember when you guys were having. I think it was a volleyball party.
It was either a volleyball party or a graduation party or something.
So it was the last volleyball party that your dad hosted because it was probably the first one after we started dating. So I remember the day I met your parents, it was a volleyball party.
I don't think we were there for another volleyball party after that though.
I don't know what it was, but I remember this is where the whole flipping the table upside down
And filling it with baked beans.
filling it with baked beans. Like, you guys were planning, how can we orient these tables the best way so that people could flow through and grab food
Without creating a backup or anything like that.
I've never
But
heard
then-
this much planning.
Well, so the problem is because Dad is very particular about how tables are set up. And he doesn't like change. And so when we start saying, oh, well, why don't we do it this way? It'll make it easier and it won't be as congested and as much of a problem as it was last year. Mom's always like, well, Dad says X, Y, and Z. We're like, yeah, we know. And then we start going off the rails because we're like, well, shit, if Dad's not going to like it, if we put this table against this wall instead of that, let's just flip it upside down. Let's just throw everything in there and it'll be a free-for-all, just a feeding trough.
Yeah.
And then we decide to fill it with baked beans.
Do you see what I have to deal with? Like, my family, we have a family party. You know, my mom's making food. There's not even a thought.
Okay.
There's not even a thought about where the food's going to end up
right.
until
Do you know
the food's done and the party's already started. Then it's like,
So-
okay, where should I put this? And then we just make a decision, and then we do that.
Okay, so there are a couple reasons that is different than how my family operates. Number one, my family, namely my dad, is a planner. Likes to plan everything out, have an idea of what all is going to happen. It's what I've always dealt with. Additionally, my dad has a lot more of an opinion than your dad does when it comes to these sorts of things. My dad has
Who cares?
My dad has opinions on wall colors. My dad's colorblind. He still has opinions on wall colors and what color we should paint different things. He has opinions on where things should go and where things shouldn't go. And your dad couldn't give two shits if you guys even had tables or plates. Or as long as he had his recliner, he probably wouldn't care.
Yeah. It's just not
And
something to
that's-
worry
and
about.
it's-
That's where I get my calm, like, just chill demeanor
I was going
from.
to say, and my dad does not think like that at all. My dad is very much
And that's why you get hyper stressed out about everything.
well, that and my mom. Like, between the anxiety and the trying to plan, it doesn't go well together.
So, anyway, Thanksgiving
yes.
worked out.
It did work
The
out.
table orientation was prime.
But, okay, I just want to say, Mom wanted to put the tables end to end and have, like, one long table.
Your whole mic is sideways now that you punched it.
I'm sorry. I fixed it.
But
She just wanted to have one long table, take the two tables we had and put them end to end. Now, looking at how it was finally set up, do you think there would have been room to have those tables go end to end and not butt into the like the middle of the family room or butt into the island?
I just think that the way the tables ended up
Was prime.
was good.
Was prime.
It was good. It worked out. You know, everybody was comfortable. Everybody could talk to each other. It worked out.
There weren't too many issues
still,
with the
it's like-
centerpieces.
Instead of talking about it for 45 minutes, it's like, how can we orient the tables? Okay, there's 3 options. What's the best one? Done. Conversation's over.
But see, there wasn't the which one's the best one. It was Mom saying, I want to have it XYZ way. And then Jake saying, or Zach, or both, I don't know, saying, no, that's not going to work. We should do it this way instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like, oh, what's the best way? It's Mom seeing it as one way, Zach and Jake or whoever it was seeing it as a different way. Kind of like how it was with the orbs. Mom's like, oh, it's going to be great. We're going to put them on the centerpiece. It's going to be wonderful. She puts water in them. They soak up more water. Next thing we know, they're spilling all over the counter and the table, and
I wasn't part of the whole Orbeez discussion.
we didn't need them in the first place. They
This is
looked
probably
nice.
after I passed out in bed or something.
This is probably after you were like, I'm out of here. I'm
Yeah.
done with this.
Okay. November is done. December. Anything important?
We had Meg and Brian's wedding,
Yes.
which was a good time.
That's pants unbuckled.
Yes. What else? I mean, we had Christmas.
New
We had
Year's
the
Eve.
potluck.
New Year's Eve.
Well, I was gonna get to that, but that was go ahead.
Well, we already covered
Everything
Christmas last episode,
Okay,
right?
I'm just trying to go through everything else. You said you had one thing for December, and so I was like, okay, I didn't know.
New
if it
Year's
was...
Eve was the December thing.
Okay, tell it. Do it. Do it.
So New Year's Eve happened.
It did.
2022 was just like, oh, you're excited for 2023? Let me just hit you with one more bill at the end of the year.
You're excited for 2023? Hold my beer.
Yeah. So, yeah. So New Year's Eve, our plan was to go over to Cyrus and Emily's. Lava. Hey, she's itching her ear.
Okay.
But, this whole Lava interaction right here actually ties into this story. So, we're going over to Cyrus and Emily's for New Year's Eve. Lava.
Babu.
That is your... Nope. Come here. Come here.
Do you want your ear itch? Mommy will itch it for you. No, look at that tail wiggle.
Big stretch.
No, it's a juggle girl.
Okay,
She's
so
itchy.
our New Year's Eve plan, go over to Cyrus and Emily's house for a party. It took me like 4 times to say that and get through it because of little Lava.
Because little Miss Ma'am.
Yeah. So we go over to Cyrus and Emily's house, and it's just us and Cyrus and Emily's sister. And we're like eating all types of dip and everything.
Yeah.
And, about 45 minutes pass. And we see that Cyrus's cat like walked out of the other room, which is normal. There's some food in the kitchen, so he's just coming out to check out the situation.
I mean, Bubbers has been around longer than we've had Lava.
Yeah, and this is a big old chubby cat, and Lava went over and gave her a little sniff, see what the deal was, and when she did that, there was a little SWAT action from Bubbers. Bubbers took a little punch, a little right hook to Lava's face, which made Lava screech and run away.
No, poor baby.
And then I was trying to keep the vibes of the party, still, chill vibes. So I was like, she's probably fine. And then Jamie went and looked at her face, and her eye was bleeding.
Yeah, Bubba didn't stand up for herself against the kitty cat.
Yeah,
and
she
so
lost to the kitty cat.
But her eyeball got scratched.
Yeah. So 45 minutes into our New Year's Eve party, and probably like, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it was
Probably
like
9
8.
o'clock.
It was, yeah.
We ended
About
up going
8-ish.
to the emergency vet in Lancaster, and we had to drop off Lava there, and all the vet techs thought that she was the cutest little
They
puppy.
loved her. When we went to pick her up, they said that she was snuggling with one of the techs in the back.
Yeah, but Lava had her eye scratched, and they cleaned it out, and they said that everything looked fine. They couldn't actually find the scratch like on the pupil part of her eye, so that's
Cornea.
perfect. Cornea, the pupil, dark part of the eye, all the same thing. But they said that she might have got scratched in the
Sclera? Sclera.
sclera,
SCL.
aka the white part of your eye,
Yes. Or conjunctiva.
or possibly like maybe around her eyelid or something. So long story short, she's okay. She had to wear the cone of shame.
She did. She was not. Let me tell you, the cone of shame is not good for doggos that have short snouts.
Yeah. So she was not too pumped about that. That's why we were just yelling at Lava mid-recording here, because if she goes to scratch her eye, right now she's not wearing her cone, but we don't want her scratching anywhere near her eye, so we have to be mindful and watch her to make sure she's not doing that.
But at the same time, we want to let her scratch her ear if she needs to scratch her ear.
Yeah. So this is going to be our first trial of the pet insurance.
Yeah.
This whole little incident that, our little doggo got into cost about $600 hairs.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the pet insurance ends up covering out of that.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not super... I mean, I would have done it either way. The thing about Shih Tzus is that their eyes are very large. And Shih Tzus are more prone to have ulcerations and eye problems because when they sleep, their eyelids don't close all the way. So sometimes they sleep with their eyes half open, and that increases your risk for, abrasions, ulcerations. And so whenever we go in and she has like any eye concern, why are you taking my blanket, ma'am? There, go ahead, take it. You brat.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with the Shih Tzu eyes.
Okay, well, now she's happy in my blanket. But no, because their eyes are more. I'm sorry, all the like.
I don't know if that's gonna come out through the recording, but literally Lava's just like tossing around in a blanket and smacking the table that the mics are mounted to. So like in our podcast headphones, we can hear like dings every time she hits the table.
But no, because Shih Tzus are more prone to eye ulcerations, I was a lot more concerned with the eye issue, because if like she's sleeping and she's not closing her eye all the way, if she has a scratch, it's going to increase her risk of infection and all that kind of stuff. So that was just something I wanted to be more mindful of. So
yeah. And then on top of that, we got our electricity bill for December, which was a very cold month here in Pennsylvania, and that was over $500. So that was just a kick in the nuts for 2022. So hopefully our 2023 is a little better.
We're hoping. We are not going to have any high expectations.
Yeah, so what are some of your goals and aspirations for the new year?
I have 2 goals and or aspirations. The first one is I want to start going back to the gym. And I think I have found a gym buddy. I may or may not have, TBD. But it's hard because when you work 10-hour days, it's either you're getting up before the sun to go to the gym, so that way you have time to shower and get breakfast before you go to work. Or when I leave work, if I leave on time, it's at 7. But when I leave work, it's, if I go to the gym, it won't be like, we won't eat until like 9 o'clock, because then I go to the gym for like half hour to an hour. Then I come home and then I have to cook dinner and everything. And it's just so late. And it's not fair to you. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to like not have dinner until 9 something. And then
why don't you try, if you're trying to go to the gym, but you're worried about your work schedule, what about just going on your off days?
Then it's not as consistent of going, because you usually want to work out like 4 days a week. You don't want to have multiple off days in a row. And so that's why I think I found a work buddy that'll go with me before work. And it's one of those things that like having someone to help keep me accountable.
Yeah.
Would be very nice, and it would be very helpful. And I know like on the days you work from home or like different things, like you won't be getting up at 6 to go to the gym. You
Probably
and I
not.
just have very different schedules and availabilities. So when we could go to the gym together, it was really nice because I had someone to go with. But now that I don't, it's a lot more difficult to get motivated and stay motivated with going.
Yeah.
And it's like, even like my mom and I text, we're like, oh, we're going to keep each other accountable. But it's not as easy.
Yeah.
Especially being that we're in 2 different states. So if I have someone I can go with, it'll be easier.
Well, that's good. Sounds like you're already getting started with that.
So that's my goal. We've mentioned it. So I want to talk a little more about it with her. So hopefully we'll start going. And it's good because she is a morning person and she wants to start going in the morning, especially because it's not super crowded or as crowded when she wants to go. Plus we belong to the same gym already, so it's not like yes. Well, not the same location, but the same chain. But we both have the black card, so we can go to whichever location we want.
Nice.
So that's nice. So I want to start doing that. I want to talk to her about that a little more. And then my other resolution, and it's very vague, but I want to force myself to do something productive every time I have an off day. I know sometimes like I'll just be so tired after working like a super long week or anything where I'll just take a day and I won't do anything productive. I'll just lay in bed and I'll nap and I'll read or I'll watch TV or play on my phone and I won't actually do anything. So I want to do something productive and I want to get back into doing something that I enjoy. So whether that be reading or baking or coloring or crafting or doing something that I used to do or something that I have everything for and I just haven't gotten the time or patience or energy to do it.
Like making more of these pillows for our...
Yeah. Like doing that. I have a whole list of different crafts I have everything upstairs for. I just need the motivation to do. I have stuff I want to bake and I just haven't had the motivation to do it. So it's just trying to like every off day I have, every time I have time, I want to like be like, okay. And even if that one thing is just doing a load of laundry, it doesn't have to be.
Did I help you get up today and be motivated?
Yes and no.
I tried, but
you did try.
Jamie tends to have a cycle of where she doesn't like how she mentioned that she doesn't do something for the whole day, but then after the day is over, then she gets very upset with herself because she wasn't productive. So I tried to catch that today by, I noticed that, it was like noon.
It was 1:30.
Yeah, and you were laying in bed, and I was just like, "Hey, go do something productive."
Well, that's because Lava was whining at me, and she wanted to snuggle, and how could I say no to that face?
I know, but I just wanted to say, "Hey, you're gonna be disappointed with yourself later, so go out and do something, so that way you feel satisfied for the day."
Yeah, you did, and you said that, and I said okay, and then I set an alarm for 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And then 2 p.m. came, and I was like, okay. And I got up, and I changed, and I went to Walmart, and I got things, and then I came home. Oh, I also threw a load of laundry in. And so I did some laundry.
Nice.
And did laundry. So I threw that in the dryer when I came home. I made dinner. We unload and reload the dishwasher. I know it's not perfect. I know these are just like mundane everyday chores, but I know between you and I, a lot of times they just get pushed to the back burner and they just don't get done until it's ridiculously in your face way too late. And
we still have to clean up from like when your family was here because all the sheets are on the floor still and the air mattress is still up and
I know.
Stuff like that. So,
but it's one of those like on my off days, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Like on my off days when I'm not working, I'm trying to do at least one thing that'll like lessen the burden of if I put it off.
Yeah.
So that's my goal. I know I also recently became very nostalgic. Like I was like listening to music or something and it just like, you know how sometimes like you'll play a game or you'll watch a movie and you're like, wow, like you just feel very nostalgic. No?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. It was like a like core feeling of like, oh, I remember when I used to, like for me it was listening to music and I heard a song or like something just made me think like, wow, I used to listen, like I would always get new CDs when they would come out and I would listen to everything, and a lot of my favorite songs were always the ones that were never released, and I would just like play them on repeat, and I'd always go and try and find new music from people who haven't been like made it big yet or anything. Yeah. And it's like I don't do that anymore, and it like kind of made me sad and like made me low-key mourn my past self who always used to do that, and I just don't do it anymore.
You moved on to podcasts now.
I know, but like I miss being able to go and like find new music and like search for different things. And
but you still could.
I know, but it's I'm getting off track now. But it was just it was one of those things that like
Maybe we'll do a self-reflection episode where we go back and look at our past selves.
we should. But that's what made me think of like I should do something that I enjoy, whether it's coloring. Like I have stuff for coloring and painting, and I have like I used to be on a big Sudoku kick and then I just stopped. Why? I don't know, but I did.
Yeah.
And so it's like maybe trying to pick up some of those old things that I used to do and I have everything for. I just never did it.
I think I'm going to try and get into the tumbler game like your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stainless steel liquid tumblers. Not Tumblr like the website.
Yeah. You could do that too. I would also support that.
I'm okay.
What resolutions do you have?
For me, I have a few. Going to the gym, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I'm between trying to go back to the gym or just running outside.
Don't push yourself too hard. Your lungs might bleed.
Yeah. I like the idea of running outside more because I get very bored running on a treadmill. Even if I'm watching TV or watching like a video.
You know what you should do? You should run on the treadmill while watching Suits.
No, it's just less stimulating to me, I think, than like running outside where like you can just kind of look around. And it's probably better for my eyes and everything to not be staring at a screen
That's
for
fair.
an additional hour a day when that's pretty much all I do for work and for hobbies. So, but I was talking to Jen recently, and she was talking about possibly going for runs and being like a running buddy type of deal. Though she runs so far that, you know, I feel like I would be slowing her down. But it's something that I might reach out and try and do to try and kick myself into gear with that, because I want to be able to run. And right now I'm just a little out of shape, but I think that like working my way slowly to running longer and longer distances is something I want to work towards. So that's one. And then my second goal is to try and say yes to more things. So, or let me think of a better way to phrase that. I want to put myself in more situations or more experiences that I would have probably said no to last year.
In like a good way, not like a, hey, do you want to do some drugs?
No, I want to push myself to be a little more outgoing. So, for example, like Jim called me the other day to do a poker night that they do at like a local firehouse, which is with a bunch of older people or like, you know, people in their 40s and 50s and higher probably. So I was one of the younger ones there. But I guess the fact that I bring that up, I'm just saying that like these people are kind of serious when it comes to poker. It's a little intimidating. You know, like I haven't like shuffle and dealt to people in real life before. You know, a lot of poker that I've played is all virtual or, you know, very relaxed, like family games. So the other day I went to, you know, I said yes and I went and I surprisingly had like a really, really good time. So that's something that I might add to, you know, something I do on a like bi-weekly basis or something. Go and pay $2 to buy in for a poker tournament. It was pretty fun. Look at like tomorrow, right? Like Ben asked me to play on his disc golf team for this event, this disc golf event, which I'm a little shocked that he picked me because I'm sure he has plenty of friends and family that are way better at disc golf than I am for a team event. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I went out and tried and practice today because I haven't thrown a disc in probably a few months because of the weather and other things going on, and I felt okay. Not super great or confident, but, you know, I'm a little nervous for it tomorrow. But, you know, just putting myself in situations that, like, you know, I'm like when Jim was texting me about the poker night and when Ben originally texted me about like this disc golf thing, I really leave it sit in incoming messages and I let it sit there until I can try and come up with an excuse to say no. And that's what I'm trying to stop.
Are you telling me you're trying to have fewer numbers or lower numbers in those red bubble notification things?
No, I'm trying to maximize that actually, just to piss you off. But I think that, like, you know, I'm going to start just trying to do things that are out of my comfort zone. And, you know, I feel like I'm going to find most of them enjoyable.
Yeah.
So that's really my goals for 2023. I don't really have super high expectations.
One other resolution I have is just to try and have more game nights with friends.
Yeah, more friend social activities.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't hang out with people that often. Like it takes a lot of scheduling and a lot of advance notice to try and get a game night scheduled.
It's hard when you have multiple people, especially when not everyone works a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It's easier when everyone works a 9 to 5 and, you know, after a certain time we can all go hang out. But I know my schedule is not conducive for that. I know Chi and Saraz are not conducive for that. So I was just trying to make sure.
Pretty much all my friends work a 9 to 5, so.
But not all their spouses do. Like,
true.
Steph doesn't.
That's true.
It took us forever to try and find time just to have dinner with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those kind of things. But I think it would be nice to be more intentional and try and do more social things. Whether it's with friends or like just going and grabbing drinks after work with some people, like something.
Yeah. All right. I think that we can wrap it up there for this episode. If you have any comments,
Literally
suggestions,
anything you want to send us,
yeah,
anything at all.
You know, even hate mail, we'll accept it now.
Okay, it will come to our inbox. I can't say I will accept it on a spiritual or emotional level. I may just send it to spam.
I'll accept it. Start talking some shit. Send it to diariesofaworkingcouple@gmail.com. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, I think reviewing us with like a 5-star rating and like writing some type of comment actually helps like Apple push your podcast a little more.
We would appreciate it. Just
if you want to do that, please talk about whether a loaded baked potato is something that you would eat on a beach. And no matter what your response is, please put it as 5 stars. But
we will not accept anything.
I don't accept anything
lower
less.
than 5.
You know, and yeah. If you want, you can follow us on Spotify, on Instagram, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
Follow us everywhere.
YouTube. You know, do whatever you want, you know?
And everywhere you can find us at the handle Diaries of a Working Couple.
Yeah. YouTube, I think Jamie mentioned it last episode, but the best comment so far is Porque YouTube Recommendo.
Or something of that sort.
Something like that, yeah.
Chris is not really a strong Spanish speaker, so when he was trying to read it off...
I'm not, but I love the fact that somebody took time to write a comment just asking, why would YouTube recommend this to me? And you know what? I don't know.
It honestly made us very happy.
I don't know. Just based off his language, he probably is not interested in this podcast. He
could be bilingual. English could be a second language.
That's true.
He still probably doesn't know why Spotify or YouTube recommended it, but yeah. So we still, I mean, the race is still open for the best YouTube comment, but right now that one's in a very strong lead. So
yeah, but all right. Well, thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Peace.